times have you burned your tongue because you just couldn't wait for your food to cool? Today we will be demonstrating the amount of time it takes for a fresh out of the oven cookie to cool to our approximate about room temperature to about 70 degrees using the Newton's law of cooling.
Now we will explain how Newton's law of cooling actually works. It makes a statement about the instantaneous rate of change of the temperature, which is dt over dt. Newton's law of cooling states that the rate of change of the temperature, dt over dt, where the big T is the temperature and the small t represents time, is proportional to the difference between the object's own temperature and the ambient temperature, aka the room temperature. K represents our constant of proportionality, the big T represents the temperature of the object, and A is our ambient temperature, which is the room temperature.
By separation of variables, right here, and integration, down here, we will give us this function over here, which will give us temperature with respect to time, which is what T of T equals. Then over here, K, right over there in our equation, it gives us the constant of proportionality, C gives us the constant of integration, which is right here in the equation, T equals time, and A equals ambient temperature, which is also room temperature, which is right here in the equation. After we gather the data, including the times and the temperatures, we can use them to see how long it takes the cookies to cool to our approximate room temperature that is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Here we are, back in the kitchen, where our room temperature A is 64 degrees. Here's our tray of cookie dough ready to be put in the oven. Our oven is preheated, and we are ready to bake our cookies. After we take them out, we will measure the temperature of the cookie, and then we will know our initial temperature right out of the oven, which gives us our first set of points where the initial time is 0. Here we go!
Grandma's cookies.
Hi, our cookies are done, and we took the temperature in exactly 170 degrees. So we know that our first set of data points is 0, 170, because this is the initial temperature at time 0. We will now wait another 5 minutes to take our second reading for our second set of points.
5 minutes had passed, so we took our second temperature reading. Our new temperature after 5 minutes was 139 degrees, so our second set of points is 139. We now have the accurate and necessary information to calculate the time that it takes for our cookies to reach 70 degrees, which was our approximate room temperature, using the equation of Newton's law of cooling.
The data we recorded by measuring the temperature of the cookies and the room temperature are listed on the board. Our first set of points, right over here, has our initial temperature 170 degrees Fahrenheit at time 0, so our point is 070. Our second point data is right here, which is temperature 139 degrees Fahrenheit after 5 minutes, so T equals 5 at 139 degrees Fahrenheit. Our room temperature is down here, which is A. Our room temperature was 64 degrees Fahrenheit. We now take our new variables and plug them in to T into T of T. Then we use those to solve for C, and C equals 106.
Now that we know C equals 106, we can alter our equation by plugging in 106 for C, which we show here. 106 e to the kt plus 64, which is our ambient temperature. We can then use our second set of points, right here, 139, to solve for K, which is shown on the board, the math. And we found out that K equals 1/5 natural log of 75 over 106. After solving for both of our constants, K and C, our equation now looks like this. We now have adequate information to solve for T of T when T of T equals 70, which was our approximate room temperature and also the ideal cookie temperature.
Through calculations, it takes 41.5 minutes for a fresh out of the oven cookie to reach our approximate room temperature at about 70 degrees. You'll never have to worry about burning your mouth ever again.
Thanks for watching our video.
And our friends want to say thanks too.
Thanks to their formula, they're perfectly cooled and ready to eat.
I just come for this cookie. Nom 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 nom. Oh, nom 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 nom. Ah. Bye bye.